The phone vibrated against the oak nightstand, its buzz slicing through the pre-dawn silence like a blade. I froze, my hand hovering over the device, my heart thudding so hard I could feel it in my throat. The screen glowed with a single notification. Unknown number. A text. At 4:17 a.m. My wife, Elena, slept soundly beside me, her breath soft and rhythmic, her dark hair splayed across the pillow like spilled ink. I shouldn't have looked. But the weight of that moment, the stillness, the darkness, the inexplicable dread, pulled my thumb to the screen. Meet me at the pier. Midnight. Don't tell her. The words seared into my brain, each syllable a splinter under my skin. Who was this? Why now? My mind raced, conjuring excuses. A wrong number, a prank, a colleague's cryptic work message. But the pier? That was our place, Elena's and mine, where we'd walked hand in hand 4 years ago, before her inheritance turned our modest life into a whirlwind of private jets and penthouses. Before the whispers started. Before I started doubting. I deleted the message, my hands trembling, and slid the phone back onto the nightstand. Elena stirred, her lips parting in a soft murmur. I stared at her, the woman I'd loved for a decade, now a stranger in so many ways. Her new world, boardrooms, galas, power, had built a wall between us. Or maybe I'd built it, brick by brick, with my insecurities. But that text, it wasn't nothing. It was a crack in the foundation. And I could feel the whole house trembling. Morning came too fast. Sunlight streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows of our Manhattan apartment, glinting off the marble counters. Elena was already up, her heels clicking against the hardwood as she moved through the kitchen, phone pressed to her ear. No, Richard, I need the projections by noon, she said, her voice crisp, authoritative. The CEO voice. Not the Elena who used to sing off-key to old jazz records in our cramped Brooklyn walk-up. I watched her, searching for a sign, guilt, distraction, anything. She caught my eye and flashed a smile, brief but warm. My chest ached. Was I paranoid? Or was I finally seeing clearly? You're quiet today, Mark, she said later over coffee. Her hazel eyes studied me, sharp but not unkind. Everything okay? I wanted to scream the truth. Who's texting me about the pier? What are you hiding? Instead, I shrugged, my voice tight. Just tired. Work's been heavy. She nodded, but her gaze lingered a second too long. You'd tell me if something was wrong, right? Her tone was soft, almost pleading. It twisted something inside me. Hope, maybe, or denial. Of course, I lied, and the word tasted like ash. The day dragged, each hour a slow drip of suspicion. I replayed the text in my mind, dissecting every word. The pier. Midnight. Don't tell her. I thought of Elena's late-night meetings, her sudden trips to London or Dubai, her phone always angled just out of sight. Small things I'd brushed off, rationalized as the cost of her new life as a tech mogul. But now they loomed, jagged and undeniable. By evening, I was unraveling, my thoughts a tangle of anger and fear. I needed answers. I needed proof. I hired a private investigator that afternoon. The decision felt like betrayal itself, a violation of the vows we'd made under a starry sky. But I couldn't stop. The PI, a grizzled man named Carl with a voice like gravel, took my deposit without judgment. Give me a week, he said. If there's something to find, I'll find it. The days that followed were torture. Every glance Elena gave me, every casual touch, felt like a test. I studied her like a detective, noting the way her fingers hesitated over her phone, the way her laughter sounded forced at dinner. I hated myself for it. I hated her for making me feel this way. At night, I lay awake, her warmth beside me a cruel reminder of what I might lose, what I might already have lost. Carl called on the 5th day. His voice was low, urgent. Meet me at my office. 8 p.m. Got something you need to see. The office was a dingy hole in the wall in Hell's Kitchen, reeking of stale coffee and cigarette smoke. Carl slid a manila envelope across the desk, his eyes avoiding mine. You sure you want this? He asked. My hands shook as I opened it. Photos spilled out, grainy, time-stamped images of Elena at the pier. Not alone. A man, tall and broad-shouldered, his face partially obscured by a hood. They stood close, too close, her hand grazing his arm. Another photo. Her laughing, head tilted back, The way she used to laugh with me. My stomach churned. I wanted to vomit, to scream, to burn the photos to ash. But I kept looking, each image a dagger. The final one showed them in a car, her head resting on his shoulder. Who is he? I croaked. Carl hesitated. Name's Daniel Voss. Works security for her company. Been with her on a lot of those overseas trips. Security. The word hit like a slap. I'd met Daniel once, at a company gala. He'd shaken my hand, his grip firm, his smile polite. I'd thought nothing of it. Now I saw every detail, his height, his confidence, the way Elena's eyes had flicked to him across the room. How had I been so blind? I drove home in a haze, the photos burning a hole in the passenger seat. Elena was waiting, her silk robe glowing under the chandelier's light. You're late, she said, her voice teasing but edged with something else. Worry? Guilt? I couldn't hold it in. Who's Daniel Voss? I asked, my voice low, trembling with rage. Her face froze just for a second, before she recovered. My security lead. What? Don't lie to me. I threw the photos on the table. They fanned out, damning evidence in black and white. The pure Elena. Midnight meetings. What the hell is this? She stared at the photos, her breath catching. For a moment, I thought she'd deny it, spin some story to soothe me. But then her shoulders slumped, and her eyes filled with tears. Mark, it's not what you think. Then what is it? I shouted, my voice cracking. Because it looks like you're screwing someone else. She flinched, and the silence that followed was deafening. When she spoke, her voice was barely a whisper. Daniel's not my lover. He's my brother. The world tilted. What? My half-brother, she said, tears spilling now. My father had an affair before I was born. Daniel found me last year, after the inheritance. He's been helping me navigate the company, the threats. I didn't tell you because I was ashamed. Of my father, of the secrets. I thought I could handle it alone. I staggered back, the photos blurring in my vision. Why the pier? Why the secrecy? He's being blackmailed, she said, her voice breaking. Someone knows about him, about our family. I've been meeting him to figure out how to protect him. I didn't want you dragged into it. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But the doubt lingered, a poison in my veins. Why didn't you trust me? I asked, my voice raw. I was trying to protect you, she said, reaching for me. I pulled away, and the hurt in her eyes mirrored my own. The truth unraveled over weeks. Daniel was her brother, confirmed by documents Carl dug up. But the blackmail was real, a shadowy figure leveraging Elena's fortune against her family's secrets. We worked together to stop it, hiring lawyers, tracing leads. But the damage was done. Trust, once shattered, doesn't mend easily. Every touch, every word, carried the weight of those photos. That text, that moment when I thought I'd lost her. In the end, we saved her brother, her empire. But me? I'm still haunted by the pier, by the question I can't shake. What else is she hiding?